Hey guys, and welcome to another Polymer Clay tutorial. Today we are going to create Argus, the Night Stalker skin from Mobile Legends. This is part 1. This tutorial is on you. You decided in the last polls that I should create a character from Mobile Legends and that this character should be Argus. So, I didn't know much about Mobile Legends or even League of Legends. I downloaded the game, I played it a lot, I liked it, it was pretty great, and this was the best way to get in touch with the great and unique characters, and I really fell in love with these uniqueness. And now we are creating Argus, the Night Stalker version, the Night Stalker skin. And here we go, mixing his skin color, and we will coat his aluminum foil, aluminum wire skeleton, and we will start creating this hero from Mobile Legends. As always, I did some research on the character Argus, as I am not familiar with this hero. I'm not familiar with the game either. And I found some background information about Argus. So he was a very heavenly angel that descended into the land of Dawn. And he went through countless battles, and he soon became obsessed with the pursuit of power. Yeah, that makes sense. And one time, during a battle, he heard the call of an ancient being. Argus, listen to me! And yeah, what did this being said to him? I don't know, but this background information says Argus soon lost control of his ambitions and became corrupted. He was able to break the seal of ancient being to summon forth a blazing demonic blade. This is where he got his blade from, okay. Then it says, and this is pretty sad, by sacrificing his own life to the blade, he was able to gain even more power. So he has this hunger, this thirst for power. Well, and nowadays Argus wanders the world seeking conflicts and war so that he can consume more lives with his blade. Poor guy, maybe he should go to therapy. These green power lines I'm currently creating, I haven't found anything about that. I assume that this is some form of power or energy floating through his body. Maybe you know even more about it and could help me with that. Leave it in the comments what these green bloodstream things are. Now let's go back to the creation. Let's focus on creating Argus and Argus feet as well. We will now create a tiny color gradient for the claws on the feet. And this is just a simple color gradient from green to white. And we just need a tiny piece of white right on the nails. So this is the first part of the nails. And also don't forget the 2 claws at the back side. And now we will start cutting these pieces, thin slice of claws. They are in the shape of a triangle, and don't forget the 2 on the back side. And the feet, his claws are finished. There's this lonesome thorn on his right arm, don't forget that. And now we will create the hands. These are pretty difficult to create, at least for me it was pretty difficult. I used this technique containing the hand of different parts, adding also the claws and the thumb. This hand is the one which will hold the sword after creating. And now we will also create his left hand, which will do nothing. It's just hanging right there. Okay, now that we also created the other hand as well, just adding the nails, the claws to his left hand, we are ready to go into the oven. Freshly baked Argus, the first part. I did that because now that we are attaching all the armor and other clay parts to the creation, I wanted to work on a solid ground. This is always the best way when you have a pretty complex creation like this one. I'm now working on some details on the armor. There is plenty of details, as you already have seen. We will now work on the most difficult part from the armor. This is on his left shoulder. As you know, I'm also talking about personal stuff and any ideas which are floating in my mind. And there's one big topic in my life right now which I want to share with you. I registered for a stem cell collecting database a few months ago. I thought this is a great idea, maybe someday you're able to help someone. And guess what? I was contacted by this organization here in Germany. It's the Deutsche Knochenmarkspende. And they told me that there is one guy suffering from blood cancer. I don't know any further details about this guy. I only know that he's suffering from blood cancer, and that my cells, my stem cells, probably are going to help him. So over the last weeks I ran some further tests, and it turns out that I am the one who's able, or at least my cells are able, to help him recover after the cancer treatments. Right now I started this morning with an injection of an hormone for mobilization of the stem cells, that they go into my blood and that they can be collected. This will be next week on Tuesday. I can tell you guys, I am, I'm excited that I'm able to help, of course. I'm also a bit nervous, as I always was pretty frightened about any kind of injection. And now this morning I was so proud of myself that I was able to do this injection by myself. So, next week, Tuesday, there will be the stem cell collection. I will be in a hospital for, I think, only 2 or 3 days. And just wanted to share this with you. Maybe someone is also thinking about signing up into one of these databases. I am pretty sure they are everywhere on the world, not only in Germany. Maybe you can just look for stem cell donation. And I am really excited that I am able to help. And I'm pretty sure everyone would do that if you hear that there is someone suffering from cancer and you are the only one who can help him. So sign up for these databases. I can tell you more next week after this whole treatment is over. And then I even have to wait another 2 years to get more information about the receiver and to have the chance to get to know him due to data protection laws here in Germany, but I'm sure this is the same everywhere. Yeah, this is the topic I wanted to share with you. Maybe I'm even convincing 2 or 3 guys of you to register for these databases. I really hope so. Okay, enough of this personal stuff. Let's focus on Argus, on our creation. We are almost finished with this first part. I will now work on the video editing of the second part so that you can watch it as well on this weekend. This is the last piece of clay we will use in this part, the first part of Argus Night Stalker. It's the shoulder protection of his right arm. And now we will put the pieces together by assembling. This was the last step for today. Watch out for part 2. I think it will be finished this weekend. I'm almost finished with editing and I'll link it right there. I guess that's it for today. Have a great weekend and see you again. Take care. Bye.